Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and you're live with us on the RC Groups Hangout. Jason Cole thinks I'm joking because he just jumped on, but I'm not. We're actually live, Jason.
What's up?
I was out making multiple runs to the post office and etc., and then I'm back. Look, there's Matt Gunn. We're live, Matt Gunn. Wow.
How did I miss you going live? You know what? You sped home so fast that you hit live before I got a chance to get on. You son of a gun, you.
I thought it was 10 minutes earlier than it was, and I sat down at my desk very calmly. I might add, and it said 1:59, and I was like, oh, here we go.
You know what? You can start it without me because when I pop in, it's all good.
It makes it brings it up a level. Hey, everyone, Matt Gunn is back from vacation. He went to lovely South Carolina,
Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston. Savannah is where I'm from, so I went home and visited and did Tybee Island and did all the beachy stuff. Had a great time. Then we drove north an hour and a half to Charleston. We stayed in a condo that we rented, and it was a really good time. So lots of beachy stuff, lots of I actually brought my Mavic. I flew it a few times. It was great.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not trying to guilt you out here at all because I don't do it right. When I go on vacation, I'm always checking emails, and Jason's like, stop. And did you, I know that the only time I PM'd you was when I thought I wasn't trying to make you work. I was just like, look at this. This is interesting. But did you check emails or anything while you were gone?
All the time.
24.
I can't get away from this job, mainly because I love it. But
well, you are living the dream.
It's living the dream, baby. It's still a career, and you have to get away from it every once in a while. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So I was checking emails every now and then. I was checking the site, looking at reviews that we have done so I can post replies. And I finally was like, just stop. I can't do it anymore. My wife was starting to look at me a little frustrated.
Yeah, you got to be careful because you don't want to be on vacation and then your wife feels like you're working, and then you definitely, you want to set time aside for sure. So in the mornings I drink coffee and make sure no one's, threatening the president's life or anything, and then I try to have a full day before I look at it again.
You're right. I agree with you. So we bought a whole bunch of stuff. Mainly, we bought like 30 coffee mugs. We're all about buying coffee mugs. So we rotate out all the crappy coffee mugs with the new ones. One that I bought was this beautiful SCAD mug here. This is the Savannah College of Art and Design. That is where I graduated from. So,
I like the color.
Yeah, me too. And we got a bunch of cool ones. This is, okay, I want to show you what my son bought, and then we can get back to RC. So we're going through the outdoor market at Charleston. My son is 4.5 years old. You guys know this. He wants to buy stuff every time he sees it. And I'm always like, no, you can't buy stuff all the time. And so he's like, well, one sticker, Dada, just one sticker. I said, okay, you can pick any sticker you want. This is the sticker that my 4-year-old son picked out. Nice to meet you. And he had no idea what it was. He just was like, oh, puppies.
Nice. Yes.
So that was the highlight of the vacation.
Well, before we get off of RC for too long, Matt actually was out yesterday flying a new airplane. It's a new release, and I'm excited to hear about it. I'm sure the people out there are excited. So let's jump into that real quick. I'm probably going to put this in the title of the
as you should, because it is just an awesome airplane. So here we go, guys. Not even released yet. First time you're seeing it aside from on a website, and we did a little preview of it at Joe Nall when it was still a prototype. This is the ready-made RC Recruit flying wing. Now this wing is available through other companies, but it doesn't matter because you get the awesome backed service and super fast shipping that is what?
Ready-made RC?
RMRC.
Yeah. I mean, they put the time into this bad boy, and I really like it. So when they sent it to me, they're like, yeah, it's a beginner wing. It's got a little bit of wing waggle to it because it's so light. Yeah, they basically tried to prep me and say, okay, you've flown the Goblin. You may not like this. Well, I'm here to say that this is my new favorite wing of all time.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that is a hefty statement, Jason Cole.
They might put that on the box.
But yeah, Matt Gunn approved. But
Matt's favorite wing.
But you might ask why? What's so special about this plane? Well, where can I start? First of all, it weighs 660 grams. That's 1.7 pounds wet, ready to fly, with a 3S 2200 battery on board and an HD camera in the nose. So,
and if you have wet lipos, everybody, you want to go ahead and throw those away.
Yeah, it's not dripping wet, but it's, you know what I mean. So I like this plane because it's lightweight. It's easy to throw. You just hold it right here, and you can throw it. But it has inside of it a gyro, 2-axis gyro right there.
All right, I'm going to go straight to the question. Can I buy the gyro separately too?
I don't think so. Not yet.
That's
but
a good idea.
Maybe they'll add it in there. This thing is just awesome because it has 3 flight modes: off, 2D, which is full stabilization mode, hence the idea 2D flying, and then 3D, which is what we're used to with the Spectrum stuff, where it buffets out all the wind and stuff like that, but still gives you 100% control of the airplane in any sort of attitude. It just calms it down when it's bouncing around. That's it. So you got a mount here for your camera, which I really like a lot. This is the Swift 2 with an OSD. So I've got a blue wire that goes into here right onto the pack. I have full pack voltage, and I have a timer. And then on the nose here, it pops off like that.
Pop.
And you have a Run Cam 2, or also known as the GoPro Session Cube, or whatever. But it'll also fit the other 2 types of cameras, which is the this Foxeer Legend. It'll fit that, and
what? I have one right in my hand, right?
Yeah, man. Where'd you get that from?
Bingo, right there.
So it'll fit that as well as a standard size GoPro. We've got the Pagoda on there. Jason turned me onto these things. Great range, and
of course made by Abe Pagoda.
Yeah, nice. That was pretty good, bud. 25 minutes of flight time, and that's pushing heavy on the throttle stick too.
All right, how much does this cost?
$80 plug and play with the motor and the
servos,
servos and ESC.
Wow. $80, I can get that. Just put my receiver in. Now what? Okay, what about the gyro?
The other version, no, it comes with a gyro too. The other version comes with a transmitter. They've included a transmitter with it. It's a ready-to-fly version for $150.
Ready-made RC. Guess what? I'm going to call Tim, and we're going to do a contest. I can't guarantee they might be out of stock already or something, but I'm going to call Tim.
They haven't even put them out yet. They're still in on the slow boat from China.
Everybody out there, I'm going to call Tim, and we're going to figure out a contest for you because I want it now.
Yeah. So here's the cool thing. I launched it in 2D mode, which is full stabilization. I did exactly what we do with the Spectrum stuff. I held it, I put it to 3/4 throttle, I threw it straight and level, and it's in the video. And I never touched. I held the transmitter out in one hand like this during the video, and it just took off and flew straight up on a heading of about 5 degrees of up. So it slowly rose to the other side. It was awesome, man.
You remember when auto launch was even hard to wrap your head around? That's essentially an auto launch.
I said that in the review. This is essentially an auto launch. You just, I mean, aside from rolling on the ground and taking off itself, you throw it, it just flies. Now you can launch it in any mode and any style too. A lot of guys, including myself, launch them like this over the top. You could actually put your hands back here and then no throttle, throw it like you would do the Optera. Just throw it really hard and then go full power or 3/4. But I like it.
You could also use the throttle and see if your hands will go through like the bullets did in World War II planes.
Yeah, man, I could literally go really fast. Ready?
How have we not built PVC launch ramps like many of our FPV brethren do? You know.
Oh, what a pain in the butt!
Those things are big and bulky.
Yeah. Okay.
But
you
anyway,
don't want to do that.
I'm digging this plane. It is very good for small fields, and it's got a long flight time.
I don't understand. $80 it comes with. Is it pre-built?
No, but all you do is put the wings on. That's it, and the wingtips. So
is it glue or hardware?
It's hardware.
He's about to show us photos. I get the feeling.
That's awesome.
Now, if I want to put some graphics on here, what do I need to do?
It comes with graphics. I did not put the graphics on just because I was so itching to fly this bad boy.
Matt Gunn, you have all the answers.
Krylon Fusion.
All right, here we go. Let's share screen. And here we go, bud.
Hey, by the way, hey to Lee Marshall and ATL Fly Low.
All right, guys, look at that. $84.99, so almost $5 off. It's $85.
Can you do
Control
plus? Okay.
So there's the wing, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys, let's see. Control plus. Is that what you said?
Yes, Control plus.
Oh man,
I'm the king daddy of Control plus.
All right, there we go.
What's the ready to fly? Is it It comes with its own transmitter?
Yeah, we're doing that next. Okay, so
I thought you were talking video transmitter before. You were meaning RC transmitter.
Yeah, an actual RC transmitter.
EPP, tune gyro, 2204, nose mounting options, easy to remove wings and winglets.
See, Jim, you want the PMP version.
So yeah, this is what you want. This version right here that I'm looking at. So it literally includes ESC motor and servos and a 6x4 prop, and then you need a 22 to I don't know how you can fit a 2400 in there, and you don't need it, but a 2200 flies for 25 minutes. You can't ask for anything better. So if you back it up a notch and you head over here to the radio and battery version for $159.
Man,
when's the ETA on these things?
Oh gosh, we would have to get one of the guys in here to ask. It's in pre-order, so I would guess in a month or so.
Let's see that radio, that transmit.
A Fly Sky FSA6 pre-installed with the correct wiring. Here we go.
There it is.
I think I have this radio, as a matter of fact. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's not a digital radio or anything.
It could be like if you don't want to like travel to sketchy places with your nice radio,
right?
You can take this along. It's so cheap, like the whole thing, you don't even care.
And
it's all about flying in sketchy places. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Cole.
I'm talking about like going on vacation to like Jamaica or something, Mexico. And you're worried at not, getting through.
So check this out. You got your cube style one here that I'm using. You got your standard sized GoPro that is available, and you can put your Fox Air Legend right there, Jim. Is what I'm talking about.
Do I need to put weight if I'm using my Fox Air Legend?
So here, let me explain something to you. Let's back it up a notch and stop.
Yeah, back it up now.
All right, so here we go.
The way you work it.
Thanks, brother. No diggity. I'm about to back it up. Here's what I had to do. I want to show you guys this. Number one, I added a filter. Right there, see that filter?
Yeah.
So
where'd you get that? Did you get
it's a ready-made RC 1 amp filter, so it's a battery voltage. It comes right off the battery pack and powers everything. Because the ESC, which is right here, is a little bit noisy, so you definitely want to use that. Now, here's what I did. This battery comes. This whole plate is flipped the other direction, so the battery is up here. It was way too nose heavy. I would have had to have added a lot more weight than I wanted to. So I took an X-Acto knife. Now this is not, I didn't cut into it. I just said I took an X-Acto knife and scored all the way around here and then pulled this off, flipped it and stuck it right back on in its little slot. And now it balances perfectly. I don't think that it was installed correctly from the factory. I think this is where the battery's supposed to go. Yeah, because it balances wonderfully. But I did have to add this much weight to the rear. See right here underneath there? So I put 3 little lead weights and then I covered it with a piece of black.
Looks good.
Thanks. This thing is incredible. I'm done with the review. I did everything about it. All I need to do now is assemble the review and you guys will see how awesome this thing flies.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome, man.
Yep. Let me show you something else.
I'm impressed.
You should be. This thing is just phenom.
Jim Graham wants rudders. That's all.
Oh, you always do, man. I know you. I know how you roll.
I've got a shirt made now. It says Jim Graham and print, and then quotes, "I want rudders."
And then the R fades, and then it says, "I want udders."
Oh no! So let me do one more video share here and show you guys this video of me flying it. Let's see.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Gunn. Whoop up! I almost said a cuss word.
I know. So you guys can't hear anything, can you?
No, we don't get any audio.
That's literally that is literally what it sounds like.
I was about to shift gears or crash.
Matt, Gap's asking how fast does it go together? How quickly?
How fast does it go together?
Yeah. How quickly can you put it together?
The longest part was screwing in the winglets, which took 1 to 2 minutes per winglet.
And 20 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes install everything.
No. Oh, everything. Good couple of hours because you're right. You're doing a little soldering and
all that stuff.
Yeah. But other than that, it's okay. So we're flying right now. It's flying by itself, and then I just took it off of 3D hold.
I love having that option to be able to launch line of sight, get it up, let it fly itself while you put the goggles on.
So here we go. Nice. There I am flying. So here we go, shooting the gap through the trees, down on the deck. Boom.
Yeah.
That's not even full speed. That's a little under full speed. It's interesting with the camera off to the right side a little bit, because when you roll, it's sort of you're not on the center axis of the roll. You're off just enough to where it's kind of weird.
Wonder if I can mount mine in the middle, because I never mount HD cams on mine. I mean, what for?
Yeah, you could stick a camera right in the middle, but it probably isn't necessary. You should put an HD cam in there. You need that extra weight. If it gets too light, then you're just okay. Here we go, shooting right through the center of the tree gap. And yeah, this is okay. So I'm just fast forwarding here. I'm trying to see if there's anything good.
Yeah, like homeless guy approaches you hit a guy wire.
Oh my God, homeless guy, that guy. Let's see if I think I hit a tree here. No. Let me show you my one accident with it and didn't actually do any damage.
Infinity.
Yeah, here we are. I think this might be it right here.
I'd like to say to our live viewers, simmer down now.
Simmer down now. Oh, well, I can't find it. But I did hit a tree. I did hit a tree branch, and it did nothing. It just ended up on the ground and ready to fly again.
I can't even believe it.
It's a good wing.
Pretty slick. Pretty slick.
Get one.
Get one. So Jason and I went to the airfield yesterday, as you know, Matt.
I do.
Jason said,
both you
trying to contact us.
Jason said, meet me at the field at 8. And I'm like, what? Okay.
We had a lot to do.
I actually got there for the first time in the history of ever before Jason. So
yeah, I had a lot longer ways to go through traffic.
And I went to McDonald's beforehand.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it was a great day. We got a lot of flying in, a lot of work done.
Pat, unlock yourself, Matt. Are you unlocked?
Me?
Are you presenting?
No, no, he's not. It's on you, Jim. On whoever's talking.
You know what? Sometimes it doesn't seem that way to the person, or at least to me, it changes.
Well, if you happen to click on somebody's thing on your screen, it'll just show them only. It won't.
All right, so we were harping on this last week. The X-vert from Horizon, and the good news is that Jason and I both got ours built and bound.
Look at that RCGroups sticker that looks like it came with it.
Yeah, it's like, how did you get the red?
I cut the terry off because A, it wasn't fitting, and B, it did fit. It did look like. And then these are pretty. All these stickers are moderately rare, and I know from experience, if you don't use them, they'll go bad. So it's kind of IH International Harvester going on down here. So anyway, we got out, and I have to say, Jason, I really only flew this a few times at Horizon, and I haven't touched it since. And so we set the camera up, and we wanted to do some dual flying around the camera. It's the first time really I had my hands on it. And now I'm going to pitch it to Jason, who kind of wasn't sure what to think about this thing initially, and then got to actually fly it yesterday, his own.
Yeah, so I talked about it in the video that we'll have on your review. But you know, when I saw this big announcement coming, I was like, yes, what is this new, like, this is you know, going to change the RC hobby forever, like whatever it is. And then, you know, it was the X-vert, and I was like, wah, wah, okay, it's just another airplane, big deal, right? Like, it's cool and all, but great. And then I get my hands on it, and then you fly it in your living room, and you take it to the field, and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I can understand now why this is so cool and different, and why they had this giant launch event for it.
I gotta be right back.
Okay, you can do that. So, and what I mean by this is it's a bicopter in multi-rotor mode, and so usually those aren't that stable, but this thing is incredibly stable. They did a really good job with the programming. It hovers. I can hover it in the living room. It's fun doing knife edge, like figure eights with it in multi-rotor mode. And then what really sets it apart is the transition, because in the past, there's been a lot of great VTOL airplanes that looked cool, but didn't necessarily fly that great. And this one flies great and looks cool. The transition is hands off. You can flip the switch. There's 3 modes. You've got multi-rotor mode, stabilized airplane mode, and then manual airplane mode. And you can flip the switch. It goes from multi-rotor, takes off a little bit, flattens out, and it's off, and you're in airplane mode flying along.
Either mode, right? If you transition into stabilized airplane mode or non-stabilized, it still does it. Cool.
And coming back, it's the same thing. I can fly it down on the deck at knee height if I wanted, flip the switch, and it pops up, goes right back into multi-rotor mode. And it's just so much fun to fly. The AS3X that's on it just makes it really solid in any kind of wind. And I never felt like it was going to snap out or do anything weird. I was doing really aggressive loops. The thing has an incredible roll rate. Yeah. You can tame that down if you want with dual rates and expo and everything. But, man, if you leave it stock, the roll rate is so much fun to play with. It's like a blender. And then with differential thrust in airplane mode, I can go vertical and do these full rudder deflections and do like these double knife edge spins. And then snap rolls and all this stuff. I was horsing around really low on the deck and yanking full elevator. And it just did everything I told it to do without any weird characteristics or anything that felt even the mildest bit out of control. So I was like, man, this really is fun. I was smiling, having a good time, just horsing around with it, flipping back and forth. Man, what a fun airplane to fly. And it's so versatile with having multi-rotor mode. It's just fun. So I get it now. And I think if you're skeptical, I think once you get your hands on one, you'll have that same experience.
Hey,
so go ahead.
I have a great story. So we were shooting it and we were trying to figure out ways. What we needed was you, Matt, because we needed one more person for us to, someone to work the camera and us to do our, fly around and talk and all that. And so there was a guy there, obviously, at our club who wanted to fly it. And I thought, well, that would be great. I said, listen, I just literally this is my personal bird and I'm getting to fly it. I'm out of breath. I just had to run outside, talk to a roofing guy.
I thought it was some animal related.
I got to run back in. But he said, and I said, if you let me shoot video, I'll let you fly my brand new airplane. Because I said, I really don't think you can hurt it. And hold on. Sorry, I know that's not how this is supposed to work, Jason.
What are you guys? What is being sent back and forth?
Okay. Anyway, I don't want to lose my flow here. So he took the controls and he flew it. He maidened it. He did all his stuff. And he said, well, I'm in hotel rooms all the time and I need something I could take off out of a parking lot and maybe fly around. I said, man, I could even fly this in the hotel room if I really needed to fly. Turns out it was the lead guitar player for Lone Star.
And I don't know who Lone Star is. Why am I so out of touch?
It's a country band, and I think they're not a brand new country band. They've been around for a little while. And so he was at the field catching a fly before he got back in his car and jumped on the airplane and went on tour.
Nice,
cool. So this will be. He goes, you sold me. I'm going to buy one. This will be my tour plane.
So what do you guys think? Is it the X-vert the toy that the naysayers were talking about? Is it the air hogs that people are saying, or is it actually a good hobby quality machine?
No, it's a legit awesome airplane that I think most people should have if they like unique different things, but it's just really fun. I haven't even flown at FPV yet, if that tells you anything, and I'm already in love with it because that stuff's pre-ordered. It's not out yet, but
yeah,
the airplane is so durable, so versatile, and flies so well. You just can't help but fall in love with it on the first flight.
Wow,
so
Jason,
I'm really happy with it.
Quite a statement.
And he was saying like he's going to the Bruce, and this would be something he would take to the Bruce as a kind of a nighttime thing. And I did, I think Matt Andren put lights on his as a nighttime flyer. So it would also be, those two motors haul it around pretty good.
Yeah. I can't wait for the FPV stuff to get out and put that on there too.
Jace, you might have been sending me a secret message, but I actually don't know what it is or where it's at. So,
well, it was, you posted a link to some store map, and I was just like, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You probably,
I had to go by the pet store while I was at the bank. So I'm not sure why that got that.
That's pretty funny.
So yeah, anyway, we had a great time. So we shot a video of us flying it. We talked about our experience afterwards, and I have a third party of a guy who'd never flown one before. He took it out and flew it around. And so my review, there's no build. There's two things you do to build it, and the bind procedure, and then you're in the air. So we're going to talk about our experience, you know?
Yep, totally. And then I flew a couple other things too at the field. We had the Carbon Z Cessna behind me here. It had wheels on it at the time. And
pick it up and show them the floats.
Oh, can I pick it up? You can see the floats from there, right?
Yeah, but it's cooler for the main picture.
Let's see if I can get it. It's so big. It's so big.
That's how he blew it.
Jason says, I got gauze in my mouth.
Yeah.
This is the 1-year anniversary of Jason having oral surgery.
Yep, I saw that pop up in the feed.
Easy.
But so I flew the Carbon Z Cessna on wheels yesterday, obviously at the field, and man, it's just a good flying airplane.
Everybody wanted one. Also, Jason couldn't stop talking about how easy it went together and came apart.
Yeah, that's my, with any giant scale plane, when you don't own a trailer and can transport it all built, you're going to have to take it apart, stick it in your car. And most of the time it's so much of a pain in the butt that I don't even bother bringing them to the fields anymore. But this thing, it's literally one pin on each side, one screw on each side. That's a thumb screw, toolless, no servo connections you have to worry about. They automatically connect. I think we talked about that when you plug it in.
Oh, that's nice.
They go into those slots. It just happens. It's so easy.
It takes man. Go with it.
2 minutes.
Yeah. You don't know what it is, but when you do, you will.
You do, you
will.
Go with it. And I'm missing an antenna. It's on the ground over there. I must have knocked it off. These just come out, so you can even take those off if you wanted. But it's so easy to deal with that I'm like, I get it. Like I'm so glad they took the time to engineer all these little detail things to make it enjoyable for guys like me who don't have trailers. We've got this giant battery hatch, so it's much bigger than the Carbon Z Cub hatch was, so you don't damage the foam and everything trying to get your battery in and out. It's real easy to deal with. And then so I came home after that and immediately stuck the floats on it, and we're going to go out and do some lake flying soon, and I can't wait because it flies really nice. It's got AS3X, it's got safe mode.
Someone's asking if this is a good trainer plane. I think I know the answer, but I don't know.
You could totally train with it. I mean, with the safe mode AS3X, it does have bank angle and pitch limitations, so you can't over control it, smash it into the ground. So that's really great for learning. Definitely a good third airplane piece of cake. I mean, you can go from the safe mode to full manual with it's still stabilized to reduce wind buffets or anything. It'll fly just nice and smooth for you. But then you can do it. It's not as aerobatic as the Cub, which is the only thing, but it still does great point rolls and inverted and snaps and stall turns and all this basic stuff. But it's a scale Cessna, and so especially on wheels, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same way on floats. But man, full flaps. Yeah. You can come down, drag it really, really, really slow, even in no wind yesterday. And you get that nose high, and you can touch down on the mains and ride a wheelie down the runway and take back off. And it's just, there's a lot of fun you can have just normal flying, just cruising, doing scale maneuvers, doing touch and goes. If that's your thing, this is going to be a great airplane for you. It looks awesome in the air. It really, if you get it out just a little bit, and it just looks like a real airplane, flying around.
Are we going to get to Tierra at the beach thing to help model the airplane?
Maybe. We can go to the lake. Yeah.
Isn't that where we're going to go? Oh, we're going to the docks, right?
We'll probably go to the docks. Yeah. It's a little more open space for flying. But yeah, so we got to do that real soon. I think the weather's great and the lake is ready.
Yes. Yes. The last time we did that was awesome. No one was there except for that one guy in a boat who drove straight in the middle of the shot and started talking.
Hey, what y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
What you got that video camera on for? We put that guy in the video, right?
Oh yeah, we sure did.
If you go look at the Carbon Z video, you'll see that guy in the boat.
Oh my
And
God,
then after that, I did some flying with the mini Drac and was real happy with its performance. It's extremely fast. I think the guys were like, holy cow, that is impressive. And I got to experience the HD FPV on it with the Alex's linear Genesis antenna system.
Wait.
how'd it work out?
There's a note here about it costs a lot to train with the Cessna, but the Cessna is only like $379, right?
Yeah, I mean, comparatively, it's going to be more expensive than most smaller trainers. You're going to have a lot more in large batteries that are expensive, you know.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's not crazy expensive compared to what it used to be. You used to have to put in $600 to $1,000 to buy a balsa kit and an engine and build it, and you know.
A 40-size airplane in the old days was $500 all day.
Yeah,
long.
you thrash it.
The tower trainer, y'all. Who remembers that?
It's just a different landscape these days.
Yeah. Anyway,
but the mini Drac, really cool, a lot of fun. The HD FPV was awesome. I had Mike Hines watch the goggles on my line of sight flights for pictures and video, and he said, "Looks great, no issues." And then so I did one flight at the main field, and then I went and drove across the street to the Equestrian Center where they have a giant steeplechase film. Popped in the Mobius.
I was not there.
I popped in the Mobius, started recording, launched. So I did see a couple of guys, like one guy walking a dog on the field and something, but I stayed away from him. But I got the mini Drac down and flew the steeplechase track, which was a lot of fun, FPV. Now there's something I got to work on because I'm used to having a wider field of view in my FPV cams for airplanes. So I can, when I'm turning, I can kind of see more around me. But I think when I went into Performance Plus mode on the latest firmware of the Connex Pro Sight, which is the HD FPV system I'm using, I think it zoomed in and cropped the image. It's super low latency. It's the lowest latency of any of the other modes, which is great for proximity flying and making sure you don't run into something before you see it. But I think it cropped in and zoomed a little bit, and I think that was throwing me off slightly from feeling really comfortable about making tight turns and not being able to see like exactly what I was heading into in a turn if I was going to smash into a tree or a light pole or something. Yes. So I may go back to try the standard performance mode and see if I can get that wider field of view, but I'm going to play around with some of those settings. But overall, it was solid signal. I had like one time where it went slightly digital pixelated, but I could still see. It's kind of like flying through static on analog. I've been testing mine a lot, man. I think I feel the same way you do. I've been only using quality mode though, not performance mode. So yeah, that's interesting. So you're getting a higher quality feed, but there's a little bit more latency and a lower frame rate, I believe, is what you're getting with that. So yeah, but I'm excited about the future and FPV and HD stuff and definitely having no frequency conflicts and being able to do some more of that spread spectrum frequency hopping, whatever stuff they're going to come up with that's similar to this. That the future looks bright, guys. It's all I can say. It's a big difference in flying analog. So very cool.
And I'm the standard guy out there that is going to wait for the cheaper version to show up, and then
man, $399 can't beat it right now, bud.
All right. Hey, well, I heard somebody bought an Oculus Rift.
Yeah, I did. I'm still waiting for it to ship though, but it won't. They're not shipping it. I think they're out of stock.
Oh, really? Bummer.
I ordered it for what was it? Same price, $399, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I got the Oculus Rift and the hand controllers, and I'm super excited to start gaming with them, but they're not shipping yet.
Can
they're out of
you War
stock.
Thunder in those things?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you could. I have no idea if it's going to give you a 360.
It won't be like a true virtual environment, but you can do things like you can use Vortex, and there's some tools for that. But you can also do your whole desktop like you can be in this faux virtual living room world with this giant screen, and you can size it
this
to
is going
whatever
to be
you want.
the downfall for me, man. This is literally going to be the downfall.
If
I didn't play World of Warcraft for years and years and years and thought that was going to kill me, and then switch over to World of Tanks and play that until I was like, I can't do this anymore. The Oculus Rift is going to be my final stand.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for someone to come out with a true FPV simulator, or not FPV, but just a flight simulator in the Oculus environment. There's a really cool airplane ultralight simulator called Ultra Wings that you can fly ultralights like you're sitting in the airplane. But I want a simulator where I can hook my radio up to the computer and stand like I would at a field and be able to fly and have to look and follow the airplane just like in real life. And I want to see that. Hopefully that happens.
Matt, Jason got a ride in the DJI goggles that I was gaga about that I saw at the Horizon event that the flight test Alex let me utilize his, and I was so blown away. And so Jason got in some. Tell us about that, Jason.
Yeah, and they feel a lot different than I expected them to. They looked bigger and heavier and bulkier than I expected, and it felt pretty good on my head and comes down. The only real problem I had is I was sitting behind with the sun to my back, and maybe there was some more adjustments I could do, but I couldn't get it. I got it as close to my face as it would possibly go, but there was still light leak coming in from the sides, which put these big 2 glare streaks on the middle like edges. And so I didn't like that, but I could kind of push the foam and block it off when I wasn't touching a controller. So there might be some ways to get around that and fix that. But the image looked really awesome. The latency was not as low as the analog or the HD FPV stuff that we've been playing with, but still low enough with the OcuSync technology that DJI has that you could fly the Mavic FPV. I put it in sport mode, was ripping around the field. You're able to track things easier than trying to like hold and look at your phone. It's just a much bigger IMAX size screen that's HD and looks really good. And I think if you're a solo kind of filmer and you're doing this stuff, I think that's really cool to have. The only thing you just have to watch out for is you can only go, forward. You don't want to be doing shots where you're backing away, pulling out, unless you're, maybe you turn around and you look and make sure you're going to be safe, because there's no sensors on the back to, keeping you from hitting things. So you always want to go in the direction that you can see what you're running into. Even sideways, you can't see side, and there's no sensors to say that you're going to hit something or not. Now, the only thing we didn't get working that I really wanted to try that I was disappointed with was the ability to do the head tracking camera movements.
That's what I was interested. That's the only thing I'm interested in with those.
I was like, I want to try that. We turned it on. It said it couldn't do it. Said something about connecting it to the transmitter, and we just had so much to do, and we didn't want to fiddle with that and figuring all this stuff out. It's like you have to take some kind of cable and connect it to the RC transmitter of the Mavic after we bound it to the thing, and I don't know. We just didn't have time to really play and troubleshoot.
So it won't head track with the Inspire 1, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it only works with the Mavic, maybe the Phantoms, but I'm not positive about the Inspires.
Okay.
We'd have to ask Tahoe Ed or Blade or somebody about that.
I like
but
that
it's really cool. It's 500, it's $450 now. I think they dropped the price a little bit. And if you have Mavic,
that's
or
totally
Phantom,
doable. I could do that. I mean, I got my Oculuses. I'm going to play with those for a while before I invest in more goggles. I don't care if they're for 2 completely different platforms. I'm going to be busy.
Yeah. Here's an interesting question from one of our guys in the chat there. He says, have you guys ever messed around with designing foam board airplanes? And I would say yes, but not in many, many, many years. And
that was people forget that's how all of this got started.
Yeah,
all the foam airplanes. There were no foam airplanes
before the shock flyers and all that stuff. We were getting foam board from Home Depot, and people were designing and airplanes and putting them on the internet, and you could cut them out and build your own. And even before that, we had something called SPAD. Do you guys remember the SPAD planes?
Yeah, simple. What does SPAD stand for?
Simple Plastic Aircraft Design.
So you would steal the governor's side.
Yeah.
After it was the
Coroplast, right?
Coroplast. We would do Coroplast planes, and this was before electric was really very.
Do we still have that as a forum?
I think we do.
Sure. I didn't remember.
And so we would take Coroplast, and you'd buy it in sheets, or you'd go out and take it off the neighbor's yard, and you could build all kinds of different airplanes.
People would put 40 size, 30 size, 20 size like glow motors. And then the cool part was they were like tubes of plastic, and you could cut half the tube out and it would act like an aileron, and you didn't have to do anything.
The flute. You'd cut the flute. Yeah, you didn't have to hinge it. And then we'd build planes called like the pizza box flyers and the PQ whores. And these things were great for learning like 3D maneuvers for high alpha harrying. You know, you could do all kinds of crazy fun. We'd set them up with lights and do night flying. This was, you know, more than a decade ago. So we've been doing this a long time. I
was on the phone with Motion RC the other day, and one thing I was talking about was Mike Glass. I said, I was talking about Hobby Lobby and how Hobby Lobby, when Jason and I worked there, we would find great designs on rcgroups.com, and then we would have them created in factories and sell them. And so Mike was the first guy to take a foam printer or a printer, and he literally sawed it on each end to expand it so he could put foam sheets in it. And so the Hellraiser, which is named after Billy Hell, myself, and then the what's the other? Mini GB was the very first one. You remember that, Jason?
Oh yeah, I remember. I don't think I still have one, but man,
the Mini GB was the first pre-printed foam airplane ever made, and that is the origins of all foam planes that you're flying right now.
What?
Yeah, the Mini GB was the first pre-printed foam, the plane you could buy with printed colors on it, and we sold that at Hobby Lobby. And I'll tell you another story. I was having Mike and Chip Hyde design together a profile or a biplane. It wasn't profile. It was actually it was a real pretty scale looking biplane. And Chip drove Mike so crazy that, by the way, this is a story that normal people never hear, but I'm going to tell it because I don't care. And Mike's dead, and he wouldn't care anyway. But I get a phone call. I'm sitting in my little cubicle at Hobby Lobby, and it's Mike Glass from New York City. And he goes, "Jimmy, it's Mike. Hey, if that Chip Hyde calls me again, I'm going to take my fist, ram it down his throat, and I'm going to rip out his heart, and I'm going to show it to him." And I said, "So Mike, you don't want to work with Chip?" He goes, "No." I said, "Okay, man, make your own biplane." And that's where the Hellraiser came from. And then I called up Chip and I said, "Can you design your own biplane by yourself?" And he said, "Sure, I can." And then he designed, man, do you remember the name of that one, Jason?
Yeah, the Raptor.
The Raptor, which was an awesome competitive 3D plane that you might see at the Toledo competition.
Yep.
Yeah, the ETOC. So that is the very beginning foam printed airplane.
No one's ever heard this before.
Well,
like, seriously, like this is it. Like we're hearing the start of how all of it came about, right?
You are. And I was at a dinner, and I'm not going to say who I was at dinner with, but they were talking about all these creative ideas they were having. And I leaned over to another person that's been around as long as me, and I said, "I think they think they're inventing this. You know, it's all been done." We did it. And then I realized no one remembers what you do. So there's some humility there. So as you design, just realize you're designing for the hobby.
Well, it's now recorded for all posterity.
Yeah. R.I.P.
All right, so
Mike was a nice guy.
Oshkosh 2017, the Oshioning. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen. I wanted to share this story because it's so awesome.
Yep.
Bingo, bango. And now can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Oshkosh occurred. It's the world's largest, I'm pretty sure.
And most active.
Full scale event. And we went as a team last year, and it was like so much walking because there was so much to see everywhere. Fighter Town is still my favorite. So I mentioned last week, I got a phone call from Matt Chapman. That alone is enough for me. But Matt said, let's put together an RC night flying team. Who should we call? So we called the Deucias, and very awesome folks. And then we also called, he's in this photo right here, so I'm going to zoom in on it if I can. Oh, here we go. Colton Clark. Colton, I've known for a long time. He was a pro bro before he got his start. He worked at Horizon for a while. He worked for Tyler Perry. And now
professional long-haired hippie.
Yeah. He still got his hair, still looks good. Reminds me of me when I was 28. And so he works at Desert Aircraft now. And so they were invited by Oshkosh to go up and do nightly shows. And if you go to our story, this is on Flying Giants. I probably will port it over to RC Groups, but it was a lot of work to get all this up in one day. I know to you guys that sounds funny, but it was kind of tricky.
No, I hear you.
Here is a EAA AirVenture walkthrough that Jace shot. And then down here, so we have a story from Jace talking about how it happened, what he saw, what blew his mind. And then I hit Colton up, and he sent me a really nice article as well. And so here is, we can hit play on this one. That's exactly how it sounds, because I can hear it.
Yeah.
So I'll fast forward a little bit. So they did their night routine for the full scale people. So in the story, Colton says the first night there were like 1,000 people there, and they all came up to say, we're going to tell people about this. And he said the next night there had to be double the amount of people
That's awesome.
that showed up to watch them fly.
Look at that. I guarantee from the other side of the field or somewhere near that, some people were like, oh my God, those full scale guys are nuts. And then they were like, oh, those are radio controlled.
I think my favorite is smoke rings blowing out of the pipe tubes.
I know, they go pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Right.
What's up with the out of focusness? It happens, I guess.
Well, nighttime camera shooting is hard. So they were featured. I didn't put it. Let me turn this off. I didn't put it in the article, but they were featured, I believe, in the local newspaper or something, and that's what this is. And look at that.
Very cool.
Mr. Mac Hodges was on hand.
There's old Mac.
Yeah.
I missed that. I looked at every one of these pictures and I did not see Mr. Mac.
And then the lovely Casey shot over 400 photos that are.
Dude, she destroyed it with awesome photography.
I uploaded the story as I always do, and then when I promoted it as the site,
go ahead and reset Jim's presenting because it's stuck on my face.
Has it been the whole time?
On the YouTube feed, yeah.
Oh
God, really? I've literally.
Did they miss the video too?
I think so.
All right, we'll take a look. Anyway, here's Mac again.
Is it back now? Fixed?
There's Mac J.
It's still showing my face on the YouTube feed.
Why? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm presenting.
Yeah.
There it goes. Now it just switched.
Okay.
Okay.
There's John, Jace's dad, getting it going. So these guys, this family travels all over the country. Like at the Horizon event, they were invited to go and impress and blow people's minds. And then we'll jump.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. So I wrote Colton. He said, I'm writing you a story. And I said, was your mind blown? And he said, dude, you have no idea.
I can hear him right now, just saying it just like that.
Because it's so crazy.
I wish I was there. I want to go to Oshkosh next year. Maybe not to work it like we did last year, but just to enjoy it.
Well, they actually had a golf cart, which can you imagine? I just want to sit on the back with my camera and shoot like 8,000 photos.
So, I mean, if you were in a golf cart, can you imagine all the places you could go not on the front line? Like all those crazy areas where there's camping and stuff like that. It just goes on for miles.
And like there are just rows and rows of pitted airplanes of people that flew in to stay the week.
Get pitted, yeah.
And then there's a dude, and it was like, and then
I got spit out, cha-cha-cha, and then I get pitted, bro. So pitted.
That water was so gnarly. And then they have Fighter Town full of World War II fighters, which was my favorite part. Hey, a wing walker. And then when the warbirds go up like this, you know, I've been to air shows and there's like a formation, but at Oshkosh, it's like 20 airplanes here and 30, and then 100 are coming up behind you. And you're like, what's going on?
Total insanity. I've never seen so many airplanes in formation.
And then when a fighter jet that just came in from the desert, literally just came into Oshkosh from fighting, blows over your head and pulls a 90-degree turn, I literally screamed and was yelling, yeah! I mean,
I got that picture of you. I got the picture of the girl pointing at you and laughing and smiling. Remember?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, because you stuck out your leg or something like, how y'all doing?
Shaking my leg, trying to get her to look at me.
And she's like, look at that guy. That was awesome.
That's my favorite photo of 2016.
It was a good
anyway,
one.
There's a lot to see. This guy, that is the king of 3D aircraft right there, full scale. He's out of Memphis.
Yeah.
He's the man. All right.
That's awesome.
Anyway, go to flyinggiants.com and check it out. It's one of my favorite pieces we've done this year, I think.
It was a good one. Sorry I had to take it down a notch by putting up my story today, but it was happening. So.
Well, you can't stop the news.
You can't, man. You can try, but you're not going to.
All right. So it's August. I have my event coming up in September. which I can't even believe, but
pro bro.
We literally do it in our sleep now.
I would like to come down there for pro bro.
Maybe I'll get to be at this one again finally.
Bryce and I have a lunch, and then we make the show happen. We have lights and bathrooms to think about, and mowing, and all kinds of stuff. So, Matt, you did say you might come visit us, and so I think it might be time to make that.
Will you guys pick me up at the airport if I fly down?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
All right. What, can I stay at one of your houses?
You could crash in my office if you want.
Oh, dude, I'll sleep right on that futon behind you.
This folds out to a bed, so.
As long as a dog won't come in and sniff me in the middle. Who cares?
I'll give you a dog for free.
Yeah. Give me a dog. Give me a dog to cuddle with. I'll be good. All right.
Nelly came in earlier in the podcast and hung out with me a little bit.
So, I'm down, man. I'm down. What's the date?
I believe it's the 20th. I can give you firm dates in a moment.
September 20th?
Tell us about the Bruce.
Oh man, the Bruce is like the premier DLG competition in the US at least. I mean, it's probably the most well-attended event. It's the one like everybody's like, you got to go to. It also happens to be the most expensive, where most of the contests are $50. This one's $200 to be a part of it.
Hey, you get to go to where Colonel Sanders invented chicken and eat at his house.
It's true. It's only 3 hours from me up in Kentucky.
Version better,
Kentucky. So. But it's on Bruce's Thermal Farm, and there's donkeys. There's lots of festivity, lots of fun, lots of food.
Just now said everything that's awesome. On the thermal farm, donkeys.
We all camp out, have a good time, get to go with your buddies. I can't wait. I missed it last year because I was out of the country, but I'm so excited. I've got my money paid. I'm in the list. I'm teammates. There's a team competition as well. So I'm teammates with Russ, longtime RCG user and great sailplane pilot. So we're going to have a good time, man. So that's like right before Jim's event. It's the weekend before, I believe.
Excellent.
On the 15th.
I'm seeing some technical difficulty here on one of the sites, so I'm going to take care of that as soon as we jump out of here. Matt Gunn, what are you doing? You're going to finish your review and get that up, and then what?
Yep, I've got something else I'm working on. I'll show you. It's sitting right here next to me, but I'll show it on the next podcast.
Matt's working on a new airplane. It's called the Simmer Down Now 2.0.
Yeah, it works. It makes everybody simmer down.
All right, that's it. It's over. Next year at Cone Hall, it's going to be simmer down. So we're yelling at you. Simmer down now. That's just the perfect phrase.
I think that's it. I think that is well said. Anything but hot trigger.
You don't think that's going to kill like the mood? Or, I need to simmer down now. Okay, sorry guys.
Nah, we need to tell everybody what to do.
There were a few times I needed to simmer down last year.
Yeah, buddy. This year, you mean, or last year?
At Cone Hall. Oh, this year, yes.
Yeah, this year. Simmer down. We had some good times. Great oldies.
All right, y'all. Well, I believe we've it's not as hot, by the way. It's not 95 out there. It's like 85. So
it's good flying weather right now. It's 5-mile-an-hour winds for me. It just finished a little afternoon thunderstorm, but it is dead calm outside. I love it.
All right.
All right.
Everybody, I want to thank Jason and Matt coming back from vacation, not staying out there in the lovely land of South Carolina.
South Kakalaki.
And thank all of you who joined us. And I believe this will be our audio podcast because as we were cutting it, I thought this sounds the most audio of all podcasts we've done in a while. So I'll probably turn this into the audio podcast.
Nice.
And, I'm Jim Graham, your host with RCGroups, Flying Giants, and HeliFreak.com. You know, we are the world's largest, and I want you to think, when you're on the Facebook, I want you to stop and think, is this a post I only want to live for a day, or do I want it to live for the next 10 years? And if you want it to live for 10 years, go ahead and post it on our site, because you might as well be posting like writing a message in the sand at the beach. Because in 3 waves, poof.
And then if you post it on RC Groups, we may just so happen to post it to Facebook. So it's like this whole awesome
circle of life is what it is.
The circle of life.
Yeah. Husbandinha. I don't even know what the words are to that song.
Jim, simmer down now.
Simmer down now.
Simmer down now.
All right, y'all. It's been the RC Groups podcast.
The world's largest and most active RC podcast.
No, the world's largest and most active. Simmer down now.
Yeah, there you go. You're just beating it into the ground.
Matt's like, I'm already sick of it. All right, y'all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Simma. Down.
Now.
No.
Jason Cole now.
Shut her down now.
Oh,
Jason Cole now. Matt Gunn now.
End it now.
Backslash. Simmer down. / now.
is it still live? It's still live.
I haven't,
Yeah, it's still live.
I haven't turned the button off. Y'all tend to say the best stuff when it's over.
All right, we off now, guys. Check this out. This new awesome prototype thing.
Oh, let me grab this
I've
thing.
got
right
the
here.
iPhone 8 sent to me.
Dun, dun,
He's
dun,
not gonna cut it
dun.
off in time. Oh, I don't have anything.
Oh, wait. I lost the screen. All right, y'all. We are officially leaving now. Bye.